I be sparking and rushing mad like inside the dark. Call me Bill Snatcher, just a brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a gauntlet and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, and today we got some pretty big developments to discuss when it comes to the Boruto manga. Now, ever since we were told by Momoshiki that Boruto's blue eyes would take everything away from him, it's been the topic that never seems to go away in the fandom, but we were always under the assumption that that moment was going to be pretty far off. Well, at least until Boruto Chapter 67. This latest chapter changed everything in regards to this conversation. No longer are we waiting for what seems like forever for Boruto to start experiencing hardships. According to Momoshiki, that moment is upon us at last because he told Boruto that the moment he loses everything is soon at hand. Now, if you'll recall, in the past when Momoshiki said this, when he took over Boruto's body, he said that the moment was still a ways away. However, now that he's restored Boruto's life by converting the remaining Otsutsuki data in order to rebuild Boruto's heart and lungs, he tells Boruto that this moment is soon at hand, but there's a catch. Momoshiki can't see why Boruto will lose everything, but only that the moment will be a monumental loss that surpasses what just transpired via Boruto's death. Now, that right there speaks volumes, and it gives us true insight into what this could be, because Momoshiki's implying that what Boruto's about to suffer is going to be a fate that's worse than death, meaning it's a loss that will flat out make him wish that Boruto himself was dead. Now, there aren't too many things that could fall under this category of being so dreadful that Boruto will lose everything and feel something like this. The easy answer to say would be Boruto having grown up in this peaceful village, all of a sudden it gets destroyed, because that is something we do know does happen in the future during the battle with Kawaki in the time skip. But let's be real here for a second. Konoha being destroyed isn't much of anything new. It seems like every few years the village gets wiped out, which is a testament to the resiliency of the residents of Konoha as well as their homeowners insurance. The truth is that Boruto is about to suffer a true heartbreak and despair for the first time in his life. Now, he's had moments where he's briefly tasted what it's like to feel despair and hopelessness when Momoshiki first attacked the village and he wasn't sure if Naruto was dead. We saw Boruto feel a slither of that feeling until Sasuke stepped in, reassured him that Naruto was still alive because Sasuke could sense his chakra. When Boro was about to kill everybody on Team 7, after Sarada destroyed Boro's Ninja Tech Core using the Chidori, he felt true despair at the thought of this until Momoshiki took over his body and sent Boro to Ninja Heaven. When Naruto's unconscious after Baryon mode resulted in Kurama's death, Boruto tasted that despair of not knowing whether or not his father was going to live or die, and we got that heart-wrenching scene where Boruto's crying as he looks over Naruto's unconscious body. Now, he's experienced death itself, yet what lies ahead is supposed to be even worse than all of this, and Momoshiki refers to it as being a grand spectacle that is drawing near. Again, that is very interesting language. Now, the fact that Momoshiki himself knows what fate Boruto will suffer, but he won't disclose it, is a brilliant form of writing. And I'm going to explain to you why, because it gets we as the audience more invested in having conversations about what that terrible fate could befall Boruto as a character. The easiest answers are the aforementioned destruction of Konoha or the deaths of people that Boruto cares about. Now, as you guys know, I personally love deaths of characters in the main cast. This is why I love Jujutsu Kaisen, or the death of characters who have direct ties to someone important to the main cast. However, while nothing will bring me more joy to see Sasuke, Hinata, or even Himawari, yes, I said it, even Himawari dying, I'm going to take a different stance here. I don't think that death is what Momoshiki was referring to. I know that comes as a huge shock. I've done like 9,000 Boruto fan theories. It's really like about 340 of them, but probably about like 20 of them have been on characters dying for the sake of plot. It's gotten to a point to where the artists I commission, a lot of times they'll make jokes about, hey, who am I killing in the next drawing? I feel like a mercenary killing all these anime characters, etc., etc. You get the point. However, this is the thing. If you've ever lost anyone you love more than yourself, then you know that that wound in your heart, it never truly heals. I know from experience what it's like to walk into a room and still find yourself unconsciously expecting to see someone sitting there on a couch or laying on a bed, and that feeling that hits you when you remember that they're dead. The same way you find yourself dreaming about them even years after they pass away, because to a certain extent they are always on your mind on a subconscious level. You find yourself thinking about them in the weirdest of moments. That in itself is true pain. It's pain that you learn to live with. That is pain that Boruto has never known. But I think it's important to remember one thing. This is a series about ninja. Even with all of the ninja tech and all of the creepy aliens, even though all that stuff was in Naruto, Boruto is still a series about ninja. The one thing that we have been shown over and over again is that a ninja learns to endure, especially when it comes to the loss of a loved one. They grieve, they mourn, and the excellent shinobi endure that loss by either forging a path forward, or they go full-blown scorched earth style by being consumed by the flames of darkness and revenge. Boruto is a lot of things, but he has the heart of a ninja, and he has people around him who know what it's like to suffer a loss like that. Hinata saw Neji die for her. Naruto saw the memory of his parents' final moments. Sasuke saw his entire clan being massacred more than once via Tsukiyomi. There are people close to Boruto who can help him learn that painful lesson about a shinobi has to learn to endure. It's for that reason that I think we're going to see something far worse than the pain of losing a loved one. That would be way too easy, and in my opinion, that would be something that's bad writing if this is what Momoshiki is referring to. Pain that goes so deep that it tests the very spirit of the boy who has the goal of wanting to live in the shadows to protect the village, which is why I think Momoshiki's prophecy to Boruto is so earned, and I'll explain to you why. So, those who seek power, answers, and purpose that lies in the darkness will find nothing except for agony. That is a tested and true literature trope, and that is something that the Naruto series itself has dabbled with. For Boruto to want to protect the village from the shadows, that means living in the shadows, becoming the shadows themselves, and that is dangerous. If one doesn't have a true sense of oneself, one can lose their very humanity and find themselves at the end of the road questioning where everything went wrong. For a boy who is now being hunted to be fed by the Ten Tails, a boy who has literally lost his humanity by becoming 100% Otsutsuki, and a boy who carries within him the genetics of the rare Otsutsuki power and the Jogan, his life will never be the same from this moment moving forward. It's one thing to say that Boruto will live for 1,000 years, outliving everyone that he cares for, because Boruto is 100% Otsutsuki on a genetic level. While that is very tragic, don't get me wrong, that's very tragic, that wouldn't count as soon. The same with Boruto being fed to the Ten Tails. If that was the case, Momoshiki wouldn't have given him the warning about being eaten by a Ten Tails, which means any conflict with the Jubi is likely going to happen after Boruto seemingly loses everything. While we don't know what exactly is going to cause him to lose everything and what everything actually counts as, I do think that it's something needed for Boruto's character. We've already seen the foundation for a good character being built, being set once we move past Boruto being a disrespectful brat phase, and now we're seeing a character getting built up and having a swinging axe over his head. It works as investment for the character. Every slice of life moment that we enjoy with this character, it comes with we the audience and Boruto as the character, knowing that this moment could very well be his last moment that he gets to enjoy, which makes each and every moment we see all the more precious. Just as Jujutsu Kaisen is being written as a story that is seemingly on the countdown to Yuji Itadori's execution, it really feels like Boruto's story is a countdown to Boruto losing everything and seeing how he overcomes it. However, I want to know from you guys, what do you guys think that Boruto's going to lose? Do you agree with me that this is going to be more than just losing a loved one or a village? Could it be Boruto losing his identity as a shinobi or something more? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.